You gotta make this slowly braised beef ragu. You can make it for yourself or you can make it for a cause. Let me show you how to make it. First, I went to Restaurant Depot to get some supplies to make it for the love fridge. Any person can get a day pass. First, I'm starting off with cutting up and peeling my mirepoix veggies. So that's a bunch of carrots, onion, and celery. Since these are gonna slow cook for a long time, I actually opted to make the pieces a little bigger. And as we know, there's not going to be more SNAP funding come November 1st, and people are going to go hungry. There's going to be a lot greater need for food in food banks, and one place you can go if you need to get food is a love fridge. They're throughout the city of Chicago, and they're just dry good and refrigerators that anyone from the community can take food out of. But for people to be able to take food out, the community needs to put food in, especially as the need grows greater than organizations can supply. So anyways, here I'm just mincing up a ton of garlic. I'm actually making a double batch, but I'm putting a single batch recipe in the description below. And for this, I decided to go with chuck. So I'm gonna just prep this chuck roast. I actually had two, and I'm gonna cut out any hard parts of fat that wouldn't break down as I'm slow cooking, and then I'm cubing the meat so that way it'll cook faster since I'm cooking a lot. Also, shout out Aldi, this meat is actually marbled. I also learned why you should actually sear meat or cook in a heavy bottom skillet because this aluminum pan was literally popping and had hot spots. But nevertheless, I seared all my meat and then I added my mirepoix veggies. I turned the heat down to medium and then cooked these for about 5 to 10 minutes until they had some color. And then I added in some basil in a tea strainer so that way I could just take it out. Added my minced garlic, and then I added back my meat, my stock, and my enormous can of tomato sauce. I actually broke a can opener from doing this. How do you even do that? And then I added salt and pepper, but not too much as this is going to reduce over time and will get saltier. So I'm gonna want to be careful with that. I then put my sauce in Dutch ovens once I realized I had enough space to do so. And then I slow cooked it at 300. Once the meat was soft, I turned it off and let it cool with the lid on. And the pieces were so soft and shredded so nicely. And since these had cooled off, they didn't lose their moisture from getting shredded. Gotta let your slow cooked meats rest. And it's at this point you should salt to taste because your cooking is done. And so now I'm just going to mix it with all of my pasta. I actually could have done more. I did 3 whole boxes and I had sauce left over. I definitely underbought the pasta. But I mean, no one's gonna be mad at having extra saucy pasta. Once I got everything scooped up, it was time to stuff all of my containers. So these deli containers, when I mathed it out, were around 15 cents each when I bought them in bulk, and I do plan to do more stuff like this. And I went with the Ragu because I think it reheats well, and it's one of those things that brings me a lot of comfort. So I hope that it can bring others comfort too. I have even more respect for restaurant staff and caterers because just doing these 19 pints was exhausting. And for the labels, I just bought Avery labels from the Waste Shed for like $3. So save this recipe if you want to make it for yourself, or maybe think about making something for your local love fridge. Or if you don't have one, donate some money or donate some food to your local food bank or pantry. Everyone's